Hi everybody. For this week, from the genetics chapter, we'll be discussing about sex determination, evolution, that means what are acquired character, inherited character, and then speciation. So these are the three main points we are going to discuss for this particular week. So till last week we have discussed about this Mendelian inheritance. Last week was your exam. Last week we have discussed about this Mendelian inheritance, monohybrid cross, dihybrid cross, gene locus, those things, characteral changes, dihybrid ratio, monohybrid ratio, those things we have discussed. So this week we will be discussing about the sex determination. So when we are coming to the sex determination, in your textbook we have discussed only the sex determination in humans, especially in mammals. But there are different types of sex determinations are there. Sex determination is possible by chromosomal level also. Sex determination can be possible from the environmental factors also. In humans, the sex is determined by the chromosomes, so we can say it as a chromosomal sex determination. But there are some fishes are there where the sex is determined by the environmental factors. That means when the temperature is high, when the pressure of the water is high, when the number of females are more, when the number of males are less. So many of these factors can also determine sex. That is also there. And one such best example is the clownfish, which we can see in the aquarium. And in some other reasons also, temperature factor also determines sex, in the sense means when the crocodiles lay their eggs, they will bury under the sand, and turtles, when they lay eggs, they bury under the sand. When the temperature is very high, it will leads to the formation of many females. When the temperature is optimum, that means a very perfect condition for hatching, it will leads to the formation of maximum males and few females. So these type of changes are there, so we are not entering into those things. So the sex determination in humans, what we have discussed is we have male and female as parents, and the fertilization takes place internally. The egg will be fused with the sperm, which is we call it as fertilization. That process is called it as fertilization. After fertilization, as per the studies, they say that there will be a fighting will be there. Fighting means it is not a literal fighting what we are thinking, by synthesis of protein, enzymes, and those fighting will be there. So when that is taking place, when that type of conflict is taking place, then if the male part is winning, that coming up embryo or coming at fetus will be of male, and the female part is winning, it will leads to female. And in humans, the sex is determined by the chromosome, the X and Y chromosome, which is the 23rd chromosome. And if it is a female, there will be 2X, and if there is a male, if it is a male, 1X and 1Y. Hence X chromosomes are bigger than Y chromosome. So these, and X and Y mutually should be present inside a female and inside a male also, to maintain the characteristic growth. But the hormone will be the testosterone, and the female XX will be responsible in future, it will be responsible to produce the hormone estrogen, which will give them the female characteristics. So that is what it is called as the sex determination. And in humans it is only 50-50 chance, either it will be a male or a female. And in some cases we have the in between, intersex also is possible. Intersex is also now considered as a third gender, it was said. So we also have to keep that in mind. Next one is evolution. Evolution means many of the scientists in this world, they believe that the life was existed on this face of earth not by creator. That means concept of God is not by the God but by evolution. That means first some organism was formed, and from that other new organisms are formed. And we can't deny that evolutional process also, but it is not possible to say that the 100 percentage all the things on this earth is formed by evolution. So for that they have given a better diagram. Like we can see there, they have given the diagram with a beetle and a crow, and in three beetles they are given in three different situations. Some beetles are green in color, and some first situation where the beetle and crow is there, we can see that some beetles are red in color and some beetles are green in color, and all these beetles are living on plant. And if you see there, since the plants are green in color, they will camouflage. Green color beetles will be camouflaged, so the crows can't see them. Afterwards, the red color beetles, when they comes to the green plant, near to the green plant, crows can see them, and the crows will eat the red color beetle. You can see that in the first column we can see that the amount of total number of red color beetle was more, and the new beetles, green beetles, were less. But when as it is proceeds, we can see that the number of red color beetles was reduced, and finally it will become nil, and the green color beetle got evolved. This is one condition. And in second condition, red color beetle, first column red color beetle with minimum green color beetle, and in the third column we can see that we have maximum red color beetles and very few green color beetles. And these beetles were destroyed by an elephant or an external force, we can say a force from externally, and a new species were evolved which is of green color beetle. And number third, they have given on the basis of food. That means red color beetle were there, red color and the green color beetle were living on plant, but both of them feed on the green leaves. But once the plant leaves are dried off, or plants are cut off, trees are cut off, or no proper growth of leaf, what will is happening? You can see that in the third and the fourth column we can see that the size of this red color beetle is reducing. And once the plant leaves started to come out again, that when it started to grow very properly, the size of the beetle started to increase. So by any of these means, by an external feature or by an internal feature, a new species can be evolved. So that is what it is called as evolution. So there are many different types of evolutions are taking place. Some evolutions are in micro level, that is in very few areas or few organisms will be touched, and there is an evolution which is called as a macro evolution. That means we can see that the entire formation of life on this planet is called, which can be considered as a macro evolution. Or micro evolution, we can say that a small change that is taking place in any of the species that lives on this planet, we can say it as micro evolution. So on two basis evolution, and when this evolution are taking place, characters will be coming, characters will be inherited formed. So there are two types of characters are there: acquired character and inherited character. Acquired character means a character which was taken from outside because of some external forces from outside. There were some changes inside, those are called as acquired characters. It is taken up. An inherited character means which is given from the parents to a child, or first generation parents to second generation, and when the second generation become parent, they have inherited it from one generation to another. Those characters are called as inherited character. So inherited character in humans also, there are many things like height, weight, some genital disease, genetic basis of disease. An acquired character, we can say that some person who is living in Kerala, for example, like me, I was living in Kerala, but now I am forced to live in Haryana, so I have to change something inside of me, maybe food habits, the dressing habits, the language that I have acquired from outside. So those changes already has taken place inside, and it started to reflect outside. Those characters are called as acquired characters. So because of this reason also, we can get a new species evolved by acquired. Through inherited character, there will be no much new species will be found, but through acquired character there is more chance of new species. And this was explained by the Darwin's experiment means Darwin was one among the first scientists who started to study about evolution. And Darwin, for this basis, Darwin made a voyage, means a trip through ship. So he entered into Galapagos Island, which is in South America. So there he found out some organisms that Galapagos is an archipelago. Archipelago means it's a group of islands. So when he saw each and every islands of Galapagos, they found different types of tortoise or tortoise, different types of tortoise. So some of the tortoise are very big. Still now we have one specimen, one living example is there in one German zoo. What is the age? I forgot. I think it is 150 or 250. I don't remember exactly. It came to news. It came once in news. Like big, huge tortoise also was there, and a small tortoise was also there, present in different islands. So like that, Darwin said that the characters can be changed or inherited from parents to parents, or it can be changed because of our surroundings. So what has happened, why in two different islands we have two different uh, kinds of tortoise? Because these tortoise are not allowed to mate each other, because in between them there is a barrier, sea. So one tortoise from one place to another, it can't go and they can't mate. So it may be the biggest tortoise may be found on there, or the smallest one will be found on them on that island, but the genes, it is not possible to transfer from generation to generation. So there where a change has taken place. And speciation means how new species is originated on this planet Earth. So origination of new species on this planet, considering the whole species, it is called as macro evolution. It's a very big evolution. So this evolution can be possible in many ways. Most of the times when you are talking on the mammals, it is because of reproduction. For example, in a parent, if there is any change inside the genetic material, there can be a chance a new kind of human species may evolve. Because it is genetics, it is 50-50 chance. We can't say anything about that. So that is why it is said that we should not be exposed to UV rays, we should not be exposed to this chemical, that chemical, which can cause us change inside us. And these change can be take place phenotypically also, genotypically also. If it is taken place genotypically, it can be moved from one generation to another. Or in another case, one of the best example I can say is when we are taking about the sports. United States is bringing about the maximum sports people, and if you see in United States, those who are coming in number one, most of them are not white people, most of them are black people, maximum, not all, maximum. So when they are coming up, they have found out that two different human species are mated together and they are producing a young one. That means the father may be a black or a mother may be white. When they have mated together and when the young one is produced, these young one will got two talents. One is black people, they are physically fit, and white people, they are mentally strong. So these little bit of these character came into them, and many of them have become very good athlete. And if you see inside the athlete like Usain Bolt, they have found that people those who are from in the Kenyan Rift Valley, those people are very good for this athleticism, especially this 100-meter race, 200-meter race, 400-meter race, etc. Because whatever the surroundings are, they have to adjust with that. So when these genes transfer from one person to another, there's a chance of evolution of new species. And most of the cases in humans it is not happen, because we are not allowed to happen. So if you are from Haryana, we will be getting married with maximum with an Haryanvi person. But if it is from, if you marry from outside, there may be a chance of a young one which will be a very different. They may be having a typical Haryanvi character, and mentally they will be very strong. So like that, different changes is possible. So if these type of changes are taking place, this can be caused into a origin of species. Or otherwise you consider a barrier like mountain. For example, in one area there is a species of organism A, another area species of organism B, they are from same family, but the mountain is coming in between them as a barrier. That means these organisms can't move in both the sides because of mountain, so they have to mate in between, that they have to be made within the species level only. So they are not getting foreign genes from outside. Since they are not getting foreign genes from outside, whatever the character that was present inside that family will be inherited from the species to species. So because of this, a new species can be evolved. And in next class we will be discussing about this evolution and what are evolution, how these evolutions are possible, and how these evolutions are classified. We will discuss about this in next class. So there are a lot of things to talk about this speciation, evolution. Many things can be spoke, many examples, many examples in humans and in plant level, in animal level it is possible. So if there is any doubt, you can send me a message. Most of you are having my number. Just give me a message if you have any doubt. I will get back to you. Thank you.